And of course, Miss Leslie Kelly. Bonjour.
Get ready for segment number 2, Leslie.
Practice aloha. Yes. Who's Mark? Well, I'm glad I retired 2 years ago. I'm still here.
Went home and died in the fire.
No, I never even heard of this. What's Mark's last name? Sure.
I just read this morning they're still missing 1,000 people.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're ever going to identify them all.
It is pretty crazy, the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, kind of hard to say, but they have video of the wires, the electrical wires causing some of the fires. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm most likely power line down. And
In case you guys don't know, Leslie went to the Barbie movie, which was with gray hair, and came out with pink hair.
and in case you don't know, she looked like that 10 years ago. Exactly.
How's everyone feeling? You ready for a big show today? In case you need to use the facilities, they're right down the hallway here. 1216. We have Cameron and Franz in the kitchen. And Sean is our technical producer here. As some of you know, Pamela left us for the center job at the market, which I'm bummed about, but very happy for the market.
And for her, because she's
And for her, that's how
She's
she
doing
wanted
what she wants to
end
do.
up her career is helping out our community, which she's terrific at. So, but that nonetheless, not here in that seat. So we are in the process. I'm kind of taking over for a few minutes, and then we're going to find someone to take over the producer role. I like having Pamela's voice on there because she's the voice of reason.
she should made you calm down.
Terry's the voice of passion. I'm the voice of trashy good, and Pamela is the hippie mama voice.
All right. Ready?
Chef, I just ate the muffin top. Is that okay?
Me too.
Okay.
What I'm eating.
That's my idea of a diet right there. All right, Chef Terry is our audience motivator. When you see him clap, you should clap also.
You should. And if you don't, I'm going to come over there.
They might like that, Chef.
Never mind. I'm not doing that.
Just make him run a little bit. Then he won't be able to catch you.
Just walk.
Just walk and he can't catch you. Welcome to the Hot Stove Society show on Cairo Radio. My name is Tom Douglas. We have Liz stepping in the producer seat out in Ballard. She's done all this great production work, but she can't make Thursday morning. So
She's doing a great job.
she's doing a great job. Chef Terry is here. Of course, I'm here. Sean is over there, our technical producer. We're happy that you joined us. Cameron is doling out food today. Cameron over here at the Hot Stove team. We are in the kitchens of the Hot Stove Society in downtown Seattle, located on the second floor of the beautiful Hotel Andra.
Beautiful is true.
Yeah.
And Lola is right at the corner on the bottom.
Exactly. And the Series Pies across the street. Come do a
Exactly.
staycation with us sometime. A night in the hotel. We get up and then look to the radio show or have breakfast with us. We're good fun, aren't we? We're
it's-
fun to wake up
And
to.
it's a great spot to be downtown.
You're listening to us on Cairo Radio, of course. And Terry, as I've often said, I'm not sure where you're listening to us, but it could be in your garden, it could be in your car. So many people listen to us on podcasts, and the woman was saying to me the other day at the Julia Child event that she listens to us while she runs along the waterfront, does her jog, and listens to us every day, and looks forward to her jog. We inspire her to finish her run. So,
What's your name? Do you remember?
I don't.
I was going to say, you go.
But yeah, and of course she looks like she runs and is very healthy.
She doesn't look like us?
No.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
So come join us for breakfast and be part of our fun live audience. You can purchase tickets at hotstovesociety.com, or you can catch the taping like we're doing right now on Thursday mornings from 9 to 11. We got some great classes coming up here. You know, we do tons of cooking classes here, and also corporate events. You know, people bring their teams in, and they do dumpling challenges.
Lots of fun.
All sorts of things. But our fresh summer pasta sauces coming up on the 22nd. That's pretty quick. And I'm doing a salmon breakdown class. You know, we're going salmon fishing this Saturday morning with Captain Keith from the Fly Mooch.
You are?
Yeah. Well, I'm sending my niece and nephew.
Because
and
you've
their
always
kids.
told me that he never catches salmon.
Well, I know I'm hungry, so I'm not going to go fishing.
You're going to go fish. You're going to go fish at Mutual Fish.
If you go out to the locks right now, the pinks are running like crazy. There's tons of salmon in the system right now, and so it'd be fun time. I'm a catch and release anyway when I go, so I don't do any damage to the system. Anyway, I'm doing a class, and we're each 2 people, maybe 3, is going to break down their own salmon, and we're going to make 5 different salmon dishes with.
It's
that
very
fish.
fun, and it's something everybody in Seattle should know how to do.
But they
breaking
don't.
down your chicken, breaking down your salmon.
Right.
I mean, if you know how to do this in the kitchen, you're going to save a lot of money, and you're going to also learn to be a better cook.
And it's fun, right?
Yeah, it's so much
like
fun.
making sausage, right?
Yeah.
No, you don't need to. Every store has got sausage in the casing, but if you go to the sausage man and get yourself a $99 5-pound sausage stuffer, and like yesterday, I made 200 pounds of sausage for the Sunset Supper event tomorrow night in the Pike Place Market. I made 200 pounds of spicy pepper jack and pork sausage with apricot chow chow. You know, all the apricots coming off our tree at the farm right now. It's fun. It's a good time. I was tired by the end. 8 hours it took me to make 200 pounds of sausage. Give me a break.
It used to be a lot faster than that time.
I know I did. It's true. But now you get interrupted every like 5 minutes. Somebody wants something. Yeah. All right. Charlie's Produce is going to be with us today, Cultivating Fresh. And we're going to talk about their little snack program of trail mixes that you find in pretty much every store these days. I'm always curious about how you put those together for some sort of balance. I think they have 100 different varieties.
Well, I'm sure there's a nutritionist somewhere along the way that gets in and go, you should put some of this, some of that.
I don't know about nutritionists, but
or somebody who likes to eat.
Maybe so. Yeah, we're going to find out. See, that's the good news about having Charlie's here is we're going to find out about nature's world and Northwest delights. Do you have a complicated relationship with leftovers?
No, never.
Never. Why?
Because I love them. I love to use
so you don't
leftovers.
mind just, yeah. A lot of people have like Jackie, my wife, doesn't like leftovers. So it's like, okay,
well,
we're just going to throw all this away.
Obviously, it's better if it's fresh, but you know what? Leftovers sometimes, especially purpose leftovers. I make a lot of those.
Yeah.
Like
purposeful is a little bit different, right?
Right, but I mean, even leftovers, I love them because it's nice and creative and it's easy to put back together.
Just make soup, for God's sake. Yeah, there's so many different
puree.
things.
You can puree anything.
We're going to talk a little bit today about how to we come together as a radio show to help our friends in Maui start the recovery process, and what can we do here in Seattle. And I really want to do something as a radio show. So I'm sure some listeners vacation there like I do every year. Not in Maui so much. I'm on the Big Island, but I have friends that live over there.
I have Hoana.
But I want to do a team effort here with our radio show. And I'm not sure quite where to start to get participation. So let's talk about that a little bit today in our second hour. From s'more, from ordinary to extraordinary.
Can't wait to see how small.
You like a s'more?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but not.
Have you ever had a s'more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've had s'more, and I've made.
That's always the first place I need to start with you.
Yes.
Food in the news. The nacho chili. Did you read that article I sent you?
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to talk about some of the 3 little things that are in the news that I found humorous this week. It's not Cho sea sauce. Or the cheese sauce. It's not Cho cheese sauce. Food for Thought Tasty Trivia is going to wrap up the show with Rub with Love sponsoring it today. And our taste of the week. My taste of the week was this week. We had the big Julia Child birthday celebration right here on Tuesday night. It's Thursday morning, Tuesday night. And we were packed to the gills, and people were strolling about. It was a promenade. It was a walkabout, right? And so had 10 different food stations, and I was on the duck station with the green beans.
Of course you were.
Yeah, I know. But I made just a fresh little summertime peach sauce. You know, French cooking, if you do duck a la pêche, right? Typically it's a cooked sauce with stock.
Almost like a jam.
Yeah, but it was summertime, and I had these beautiful fresh peaches from the Prosser farm, and I just pureed them with a little bit of Saint Germain, which gave it some extra perfume.
Sure.
So good. I put a little Amaro in there for bitter, Saint Germain for the sweet, and then the peaches themselves, lovely.
It's missing a dash of vinegar, but that's okay.
Whatever, chef.
I would have put that in there. But
Whatever,
that's me.
chef.
That's just me.
You only have a minute to talk about your taste.
Yummy melon. I bought a yummy watermelon this week. And, for Yumi, not yummy, Yumi.
Yumi.
Yumi, Y-U-M-I. And made a feta watermelon and anise ice up, my favorite summer. And a couple nights ago when it was so darn hot, sitting outside at 7:30 at night and in the shade and having this wonderful salad.
Yeah.
Drizzle with a little bit of olive oil on top. Oh, it was so nice and fresh and easy because I didn't have to turn the stove on. Ooh, that was so good.
Fun.
Yeah. Very simple and very...
The reason you see watermelon salad with feta so often is that it crumbles so beautifully, right? And like you don't want to put mozzarella on a watermelon salad. And it's also kind of salty. And so that with that sweet watermelon and the little crumble of salty cheese.
Exactly what the watermelon needs.
Yeah.
99% water, little sweetness, and then mixed with the salt and the fluffiness of the feta.
And do yourself a favor. Don't buy the cheap stuff. Buy the it's
buy
not
the real feta.
But buy the sheep's milk feta.
Yeah.
It's like a night and day kind of difference.
Don't buy the cheap stuff, buy the sheep stuff.
Buy the sheep stuff. Exactly. It's not expensive. I bought a 2-for-1 the other day for like $3. It's not super expensive.
I need to go shopping where you go.
All right, we got a big show coming your way. Leslie Kelly is going to join us. She went to the Barbie movie, and we're going to talk about why she went in with gray hair and came out with pink hair on the Hot Stove Society Show 97.3 FM.
Yeah, really? Why?
Come on over to that microphone or bring it to you. Your choice. But it's not going to walk there on its own.
Good. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can.
All right.
Thank you.
If you're watching on the YouTube channel right now, I'll say this on there. Welcome back. It's the Hot Stove Society Show on Cairo. Chef has got a mouthful of blueberry muffin. I always like to catch you with a mouthful, Chef.
So good.
Seems like you're always eating.
You know what? It seems that way in our lives, doesn't it?
Hey, if you're watching on our YouTube channel right now, you get a nice shot of Leslie Kelly, who has recently been to the Barbie movie, came out with pink hair and a pink sweater and a pink purse too, right? Is that right?
Come on.
Yeah, whatever. Leslie, you have been traveling. If you don't remember who Leslie Kelly is, I don't know how that could be, but give us a little background. You were food reviewer for years in Memphis and Spokane and Seattle. You've written tons of articles for Forbes. You recently did an obituary for our friend Thierry Rotero.
Shame.
You were so nice to him. What was going on?
I'm going to get email asking me if I'm dead.
I want to go back to Barbie for a minute.
Okay, let's go back to Barbie.
Let's bring it back to Barbie because that's going to tie into where I've been this summer. I actually saw Barbie at a drive-in movie theater on Whidbey Island.
Really?
Which was such an extra special kick in the pants because took my 32-year-old kid who was visiting first time at the drive-in movie theater.
You're not really supposed to go to the drive-in with your kid. It's like you're taking the romance out of everything.
Listen, it wasn't
He's
just
32.
Oh, okay.
Listen, it was it was an event. There was at this particular drive-in movie theater, which is called Blue Fox, near what's that town out there? Whatever, Woodby Island.
Langley?
No, not Langley. I'll think of it. But they have a huge video arcade. They have a bowling alley. They have a bar. They have every kind of
Ooh, they
junk
have a
food.
bar too?
Yeah, they have a bar. They have
Nice.
they have a pub. It was really fun. We had a blast. Anyway, Barbie.
Would you see Barbie 2? That's the question everyone's talking about.
Would I see Barbie 2?
Would you see Barbie episode 2? Because it's like the biggest grossing movie in a long time.
Yes.
And now they're talking about Barbie 2.
Yeah, it's too soon to tell.
Okay.
It's too soon to tell. But we were on Woodby Island for the entire month of July, volunteering at the Admiralty Head Lighthouse at Fort Casey. Yeah. My husband and I travel in our RV most of the year, much of the year. And we have spent the last couple summers volunteering for the Washington State Parks and going to various locations, exotic and otherwise. Spent a couple of months on Lopez Island. Went to my first Outstanding in the Field dinner.
Nice.
Yeah, that was incredible. And just, rolling down the road, eating as often as I can, going to as many farm stands and farmers markets as possible.
Making jam.
Yes.
How do you make jam in an RV kitchen?
I have a home base in Bellingham.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna confess. Yeah. And I've been going out and picking blueberries at this place up in Whatcom County called Barbie's Berries. They have the I'm not kidding.
You
See,
serious?
it's gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
It's all about Barbie. Okay. So anyway, I made Chef in the Hat some blueberry jam, and he was raving about it.
That was no joke, the best blueberry jam I've had.
I wouldn't know. I didn't get to try it.
Well, there may be a jar for you as well, but she's got some different varieties, which make it interesting, and I try to do very low sugar. I don't use pectin. I just boil the heck out of it, and I add a little candied ginger. I add a little cracked black pepper at the end, and it's pretty darn good.
And when you say at the end, so like you've got your pot, you've boiled the heck out of it.
Yes.
You've got the ginger's already been in there because your candied ginger needs to soften a little bit, right?
No, it's pretty soft.
Is it?
When you put it in? I put it in towards the end. It's always a bit of guesswork, like how thick does it need to be? You kind of know when the bubbles are going from small to bigger. Glop, 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 right? And so, blueberries in particular have a lot of natural pectin.
I just love the way you just explained that. This is the way we used to write recipes. So when the jam goes blop, 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 it's ready. You're like, great.
Does it, at least, can you say, does it cover the back of a spoon?
I do that. I take a spoon and put it in the freezer for 30 seconds or whatever, and see if it's. But I've been doing it as much as I've been doing it for many years, so I kind of have a feel for it, and that's what cooking is all about, isn't it? And whether you're in a tiny little RV, which I do a lot of cooking in my RV,
and outside the RV
and
too.
outside the RV, I have a grill outside that I travel with
many of those pictures.
I travel with my George Foreman smokeless grill, and I give them a plug because I've practically run it into the ground. And right now, of course, I'm obsessed with salmon, as we all are in the Pacific Northwest. There's a really super groovy native-owned seafood market up near Bellingham. It's called Lummi Seafood Market, and you get salmon there you don't see anywhere else. And
what do you mean by that?
They, are bringing in tribal catches from the Fraser River. From
from
Nooksack.
area. Yeah, I see
very,
what you're
very
saying.
close.
Yeah.
Even Bellingham Bay, which I didn't. I'm like, really? Okay. I'd never. But yesterday I went on a hike at Larrabee State Park down on Clayton Beach, and I saw a boat out, setting a net, and So obviously they're getting salmon,
Mhm.
very, very local, very fresh. You know what it's like
Yeah,
to
of
have
course.
that fresh. It's, it's here, it's in Seattle, it's down at the market, but it's such a gift. And I've got one little tip for you,
Okay.
and you're gonna cringe. You ready? I spread a little. I put my Rub with Love on.
Okay.
Okay, I love the
Are
Rub
you
with
just
Love.
placating me right now?
No, just hold on. Then I put a gentle smear of Duke's mayonnaise on top. Okay.
That is right up Tom's alley. So don't worry, you're not gonna scare him.
He's rolling his eyes. For those of you who are just listening, he's rolling
And
his
then what
eyes.
happened after that?
And then it never sticks. It never sticks to the grill, and the mayonnaise disappears, and it brings out the beautiful seasonings, and there's your salmon.
So your mayonnaise slips into your grill?
Pardon?
The mayonnaise slips down into your grill?
No.
Oh no.
No.
It stays on top of the salmon?
Yeah.
Oh
Stays
wow.
on top of the salmon. You've seen pictures of my salmon.
Yeah.
I will share with you, but it's the best way I have found to cook it on the grill and not have it stick.
So why not use butter?
Butter has a more assertive taste, and I don't want that butter taste in my salmon. I want to taste the salmon. Believe it or not, again, the mayonnaise disappears. So I'd also like Duke's mayonnaise to send me a case of their.
Now the real reason.
I love that. This was a little sponsorship.
I've seen Duke's mayonnaise around in some of the commercial restaurants, and I never knew much about it. But now all of a sudden they've done some good marketing because people are talking about it as a brand as they might Hellman's or Best Foods. Now they're talking about Duke's, and it's all the same mayonnaise.
No, it's not. You can find it at Fred Meyer. Okay, I'm
okay,
sorry.
No, it's not, Tom.
Yeah,
it's not.
Okay,
Tom.
so there we go.
Okay. Well, Leslie, before we only have 30 seconds. One restaurant tip in the Northwest, up north of Everett, because I don't get up there much.
Well, in Skagit Valley, go to a restaurant called the Fairhaven. It's in Burlington, and it has the most spectacular sandwiches, and they make their own bread with Skagit Valley flour from Carn Springs Mill.
So that's kind of like in the old town of Bellingham. Is that right? Fairhaven Mill?
No, it's not in Bellingham at all.
Okay.
It's in Burlington.
In Burlington.
In Burlington.
Okay.
Yes. It's wonderful. You'll like it even.
All right. And can people follow you somewhere?
People can follow me on Instagram at Leslie Dines 58.
Leslie Dines 58.
Which is our birth year. Right? And also I write for Forbes.com and for the Spokesman Review.
Okay, cool. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Up next, Charlie's Produce is joining us. You've seen their trucks. We're going to cultivate fresh right here in the kitchen on Cairo Radio. It's the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
Thank you, Leslie.
That was a nice segment. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Did we play each other in the croquet? We faced Charlie's.
They were ruthless. I remember. Well, it starts at the top on that one. There isn't a more competitive.
No, just the people.
There isn't a more competitive person I know than Charlie. So we like to get after it on the golf course. Oh, yeah. There's plenty for everyone to have some, huh? You guys up for this?
How about the mixed one? Anytime.
Those can any of those can be opened up eventually too. Or
All right. We'll pass them around when we're done here.
For sample.
How's everything going?
Excellent. Beautiful day out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
First time
So
downtown.
on your plate in front of you, you've got a little Spanish breakfast coming out of chorizo, a Spanish tortilla, which is the potato, browned onion, and egg kind of frittata type thing. And then some ruby chard, where the stems have been cooked first for about 5 minutes, and then we put the greens in on top of that. And that has been seasoned with our taco rub, our fish taco rub, because that's a mild chili and citrus rub that brightens everything. So
Really?
And no kidding.
Yeah.
Nice breakfast.
Yeah.
And don't forget to duck.
So we're going to talk a little bit more than the structure of like distribution points are not listener friendly because they can get them at all their groceries, right? So we're going to talk more about the ingredients inside and
how you get there first of all.
What's the most maybe the most unique combination? How you got there? You design all the mixes, or do you just sell them all?
We design a lot of our mixes.
Okay, so
some of it is sourced out from other manufacturers.
Yeah. So I have unique mixes down on my list here.
I didn't realize Diamond was a subdivision of Charlie.
Yeah, we do have two brand names. One is Northwest Delight and one is Diamond Head.
Right. Oh, Diamond Head. It's not
Diamond
just
Head.
Well, you bought Northwest, or you started Northwest?
The Walker family started Nature's World, which
Nature's World,
under
yeah.
the Northwest Delight.
Yeah.
I can talk a little bit about that.
No, you don't need to. I was just
Started back in 1987.
I just thought
Thank
I
you,
remembered
sir.
seeing it before Charlie owned
Thank
it.
you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Been around for 35,
Oh, yeah,
37
yeah.
years.
Thank you.
How's your first bites? Pretty good, huh? It's the easiest way to learn how to speak Spanish is to eat their food. It inspires.
Or go to Spain.
Ruby chard. Yep. And, most people throw the stems away, but they're perfectly delicious. You just got to cook them a little bit longer than the leaves themselves. They add a little texture. All right, here we are back in the Hot Stove Kitchens right here in downtown Seattle. Everyone's eating. Chef, just like that, Chef, they forget to clap because their hands they're stuffing their faces.
They just dumped us
Yeah.
just like that.
Hot coffee, Spanish breakfast this morning of a tortilla, chorizo, and ruby chard. Blueberry muffin. We've invited our friends from Charlie's Produce. You've heard us over the last month or two doing a segment with them every week. It's called Cultivating Fresh. They are the biggest produce supplier here in the Northwest.
Absolutely.
And we've been using them for 40 years, and Charlie's been kicking my butt on the golf course for about 20 years. So I have a love-hate relationship with Charlie's Produce. I use them in my restaurants, but on the golf course, Charlie and I just go after it.
Charlie's an awesome man.
He is. One of the most, you would never know it because you don't see it out front as much, but one of the most generous companies here in the Northwest.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You'd be amazed at how much food they put into the food bank system. Ben Ebbesen is here. He's going to join us and talk about, normally we're talking about fresh produce, but right now, today, we're going to talk a little bit about their dry mixes that they put out in many of our local grocery stores. Welcome to the show, Ben. Come right up to that microphone if you would.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yep. You got to come right up there.
Okay.
Just pull it to you, yeah.
Yep.
Sean, can you fix that little...
Good morning, everybody.
There you go.
Thanks for having me today. Appreciate it.
You betcha.
Pleasure.
You've brought us a bunch of tasty-looking treats out here, and I'm a bit of a trail mix nut. I just don't like it too sweet. That's my only issue, because then I don't feel like I'm doing anything.
Well, we have a perfect
for
mix
my body.
We have a perfect mix for you. If you're,
You have 100 mixes. You have a
We
perfect
have
mix for
100 mixes.
everybody.
we
Tell
have
us
some
about
that are sweet and salty, some that are spicy, some that are just will cater to anybody who has an appetite.
Right. So let's talk about them individually, if you would, a little bit. I see a bag of banana chips in front of me. There's the classic-looking trail mix. There's just the nut mix.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about our trail mixes. That's one of our specialty items that Nature's World, Charlie's Produce actually makes. We have our own manufacturing facility there. We listen to our customers on their needs and their wants. So we specially make mixes cater to what customers are asking for and stuff. And some of our key ones is like our San Juan mix. You said you didn't like something sweet. Well, our San
No,
Juan
I don't like
mix,
it too sweet. I like a little candied pineapple in it or
if
mango.
if you like a cold beer, the San Juan mix is perfect. It's got a good kick to it. It's a little spicy. It's perfect on that. Then on the other hand, our Olympic mix has got the little M&M chocolate candies in it. So that's going to cater to that. A little bit of the sweet side. People that like the raisins. It's still got some healthy nuts in it, cashews.
I've had that many times. It's really good.
So that's probably one of our number one popular items is that Olympic. followed by the San Juan mix. So it caters to both sides of the.
So when you're out picking, you're trying to pick something healthy, and you see a snack mix like this, and they're all over the place, right? You can buy them at every store.
We have a huge distribution throughout the Pacific Northwest, several states, Alaska, Idaho, Montana. Pacific Northwest is our home. That's where the owner, that's where the family grew up. That's where the family who started this, the Walker family, was here in Sumner, Washington. So the Pacific Northwest is our key customer base. Local customers, all your Vashon Islands, your Hilltops, your Town and Countries, all those independent customers, almost every one of them have our product in their stores, along with some of the major retailers like the Safeways, the Hagans, Fred Meyer's. You know, so we have a huge, almost any store you walk into, you'll find the Northwest.
Every gas station. I mean, it's everywhere. Yeah. Congratulations
we have a pretty good, strong coverage throughout the whole Pacific Northwest.
So how did you guys start that? How did you start the idea that trail mix was a thing?
How do we start it?
Yeah, I mean, how long ago has it been? And
well, that's part of the fun of making mixes is creating. I mean, they always say the best mix is whatever you sweep up off the floor. You put that in, and then you got there's a new mix.
Don't say that. That's going to get people in trouble.
Well, that's always been the saying throughout our industry is that's how you create a mix. And there's no secret to a mix. It's just listening to customers and putting this in there and trying something new. I mean, we carry a full range of organic, non-GMO mixes. So we cater to both sides of the customers, the healthy side.
Right.
And then we carry the chocolate covered gummy bears too, on that side. I didn't bring any of those today, because we were concentrating more on the healthy side.
Right.
But you brought one today that's catching my attention. It's pink.
Yes, I did bring a flavor. I
Is
did
it a
bring a
Bobby
flavored
candy?
yogurt pretzel. We sell a tremendous amount of yogurt flavored pretzels. We don't make those ones, but I did bring some for everybody to
I thought it was
try.
made after Bobby. We were just talking about Bobby a minute ago.
A lot of these ingredients are made by other people. You guys are the mixers on many of them, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Almost. We source from all around the world.
I noticed you even use CB nuts up there on
that's
Woodby.
one of our key things is we like to partner up with local companies. I mean, Nature's World was a local family company. Charlie's Produce is a local family company. So we partner up with other family companies like Aaron Baker out of Bellingham, Washington. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Aaron Baker product, but a great family business. CB Nuts over on Kingston. We partner up with them using their ingredients. So we're all trying to see how we can work closer together to provide everybody's product out there. So we do a lot of partnering up with local companies.
So when I'm looking for a more healthy mix, let's just say, and I'm looking at it, I see, well, this has got pineapple and banana chips and mango in it. Sometimes that's not necessarily the healthiest one because a lot of those things are preserved with sugar, right?
Absolutely. We carry, when you get to your tropical fruits, there's one that's called sort of a low sugar, and then one that got the higher content of the sugar. We try to use the lowest sugar content that we can when it gets to fruit and stuff. So we're still trying to cater to that healthy side of it. One of our best selling items is mango.
It's mango?
Mango. We carry a mango slice. Then we have an organic mango, which are huge selling items.
Who doesn't like mango? I mean, mango is so delicious.
Oh, absolutely.
I know. I tend to buy them in those 5-pound bags at Costco, those dried mangoes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
organic mango is probably one of our top selling items. Both in bulk and the package.
It's really useful because when you have a bag like this, I've got that bag. I don't know if it's the one from Costco, but I've got mango like this. And I've used them in many different things.
Yes.
It's not just dry mango that you eat. I mean, I've put them in desserts.
Well, it's a great snack all the way around. I mean, especially if you're going camping, hiking, something like that. It's a nice dried item. You can keep it in your backpack and stuff like that. And it doesn't melt. It stays really good for hiking and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I used it in savory. I used it in sweet, like desserts and salsa. You make like a nice little dice of dry mango. I mean, those mango. And you mix it with a little bit of vinegar and honey. And then just mix that together and it gets recomposed. And
we sell mango in different formats. We sell in diced little chunks, bigger pieces and stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of people like to use it to make their own mixes with.
Right.
So
what I like about buying your size is that by the time I get through a 5-pound one from Costco, 6 months later, those last pieces are a little chewy.
Yeah. And the tubs you're seeing here are our big packs called our mega packs. And we have several different sizes of containers.
I like the smaller
you'll
ones.
see in all your local stores that you see. We have convenient packs, more grab and go, up to your bigger party size sizes and stuff. So,
Chef, last time you inspired me to think about the last time I used dried mango in a recipe. I made a mango sambal, like an Indonesian sambal with the sweet mango out of one of these containers, hot chili paste, and toasted peanuts, and just did like a little mango.
Yeah, peanuts is a huge item.
Coconut vinegar.
We sell all kinds of different flavors of peanuts, hot and spicy, just your regular salted peanuts. Very good items by themselves or components to, which we use in a lot of our mixes. Peanuts is one of our biggest items that we use in a lot of our mixes. Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, peanuts, raisins.
Sunflower seeds are a lost art, I think. I just love them, but I don't ever use them.
Yeah, it's true. We used them for a while. I think in the 80s, that was a big thing. But I think that came out of style for some reason because I don't have any in my house either.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just a era fad type scenario because they were everywhere there for a bit. So.
Oh, yeah. They were in all the salads for sure.
When it comes to things like flake coconut, you see this around. I have a hard time eating the flake coconut, but when it's been sweetened, it seems easier to eat.
It's a very good component for mixes.
Yeah.
Obviously you can use it in baking and stuff like that, but as far as what we use it for, it's a component into our snack mixes and stuff like that.
Do you do anything to it or just add it to the snack?
Just add it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're talking with Ben Ebbesen from Charlie's Produce. He's talking about Nature's World and Northwest Delights snacks that you can find in pretty much every store, whether it's a gas station or the finest grocery store. I always think of when I see these things, I think of New York groceries. That's the first place I kind of saw these kind of snacks and containers of dried fruits and stuff all kind of stacked up on a shelf. We just didn't buy them that way here 40 years ago. So
right.
This is awesome. Okay, so people are going to go out. You have 100 different ones. What's your favorite? You're the master of delight here.
Well, I actually like the San Juan mix.
You like the San Juan mix?
I think I knew that from the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's what it says on it?
I like to have a cold drink with the San Juan.
A cold drink.
Now we have another mix called...
Can you be more specific?
A nice cold IPA.
All right.
Now we do have a mix called Mount Hood mix, which I did not bring today, and that's my wife's favorite. It has white chocolate chips, cranberries, and raisins and stuff in it. She really likes that mix. It's a little sweeter mix. Yes.
Nice.
But
I like those ones, the mixed nuts. I like that one.
Yeah. But beyond all of our mixes that we actually make ourselves and stuff, which we do a lot of, banana chips is actually one of our top selling items just by itself, just banana chips. I don't know how often everybody here actually eats banana chips, but it is probably in our top 5.
I eat bananas
selling
most every day.
Yeah, bananas, fresh bananas.
Yeah, fresh.
But actually in the banana chip form.
Do people eat them as a snack themselves, or are they an ingredient in something that?
Both.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, you can see there that bag. I mean, that's one of our best selling items. The bag of banana chips there.
It's pretty big.
Well, it's only appropriate. Charlie sells more bananas than anybody else in the universe, so it's appropriate. Thank you, Ben, for coming in and sharing your time.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate the time and let me be here. So thank you.
Up next, Carrie Dennett's going to join us from the Seattle Times. I don't know if she actually works for the Times or if she's just wrote this article as a separate. I think she works there. But anyway, I should find that out. On Cairo Radio, we're going to talk about eating leftovers on the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
How was breakfast?
Cameron, can you pass these snacks about for folks? Hi, Carrie. Can you turn your camera on for us, or would you prefer to be anonymous?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
You want to turn your camera on for the audience, or would you prefer to be anonymous?
Camera's on.
There she is. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
We don't want you to have any stalkers after you, you know.
And to answer your question, I write freelance for the Seattle Times. I have since 2012.
You write? Did you say you write exclusively for the Times?
Well, no, I'm a freelance writer. I write a column for them. It's been
Okay.
weekly for a number of years.
All right.
I write for other outlets, but
Okay.
yeah, I was a journalist before I was a dietitian. So
I just didn't want to say from the Seattle Times if you're not an employee.
no, I am a steady freelancer. So
Okay.
and I did work for them at one point back in the day as a news assistant.
Okay.
So
I'm going to grab a little spot of coffee. Good, Chef.
Delicious. Those greens are delicious. You're right.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to eat mine. You can have mine.
Often it
Needs 3 more? I just.
it's not coming off the paper, and it's. Remember last week where it was beautiful and caramelized? Oh. Huh. Nice.
That's funny done. Sorry, Carrie, I'm eating a leftover.
hey, I embrace that action.
All right, we ready for Carrie, everyone? Are you satisfied with your breakfast? You didn't eat very much. Ah, that's never stopped me before, absolutely.
Ready, Mr. Douglas?
I am, sir. You want to bring us in?
All right, here we go.
Welcome back to the Hot Stove Society show on Cairo Radio. We're very busy today.
Very.
We miss our pal Pamela producing the show, so I kind of put it together, and now you're getting my taste on things.
Chaos.
Chaos, exactly. Speaking of chaos, that's what our refrigerator looks like at home. It's chaos right now. We have
It
a
is
niece
too.
and nephew and two of their youngsters with huge appetites, and they buy too much food, and then they put it all in my fridge as leftovers, and then I have to throw it away. You know, if I don't eat it myself. But
Sometime, yeah.
We don't eat the same food. I'll just say that.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, leftovers are a big issue in my house. It comes between my wife and I once in a while because she hates leftovers, and I love having that little quick meal sitting right there ready for me to reconstruct. I don't often eat it in the same way that I bought it, but I often reconstruct it into something else. So I was reading the Seattle Times last week, and a freelance author of an article there, Carrie Dennett, was in there talking about, do you have a complicated relationship with leftovers? And I thought,
think a lot of people do.
Carrie should be on our show because maybe she can save my marriage, my leftover marriage. Carrie, welcome to our show, and thanks for joining us here this early morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good morning.
Absolutely. So tell us about your inspiration behind this article about your relationship with leftovers, and where do we begin and how do we fix it? Because it seems like we're throwing away an awful lot of food.
And how do we not get a divorce?
Yeah.
Yes, I wrote it so I can save marriages. I'm fortunate that my husband is on the same page with me about leftovers. We both love them. I think I said in the column, I see leftovers as a gift. It's a meal I don't have to prepare, or
That's
maybe
right.
fuss with it a little bit, fancy it up. But as much as I love to cook, sometimes it's nice to not have to cook.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So my inspiration was, I have a fairly uncomplicated relationship with leftovers. I enjoy them. I think the only complication comes in when something does slip to the back of the fridge and I forget about it till it's too late. And then I'm sad. But I'm a journalist and a dietitian. I have a private practice. I work with a lot of clients who have very varying relationships with leftovers. And then I think what really spurred this column is there was actually a study kind of looking at some of the reasons why people reject leftovers. And there's a lot of myths about them, that they're not as nutritious, they're not as delicious. And, I think sometimes mindset gets in the way, but also, quite frankly, some people just don't enjoy them. I have one client who, as a kid, had to eat leftovers on repeat day after day after day, and that was just kind of a trauma, and that kind of follows through decades later in her adult life.
Right.
So we all have different experiences with leftovers.
That's kind of my wife's camp. It's more like, well, I had that last night. Why do I want it again for lunch today? She's more of that mindset.
Right,
I'm more of the mindset. Well, there's a fast, easy snack in the fridge. Yeah.
Well, especially because it's very rare, and I take the leftovers and don't do a little something to it. Just a little quick something, it's like, I don't know. I had a leftover tapenade, roasted potato, and salted spinach leftover from that was going with the halibut the night before. So that was leftovers. Next day it came with chicken. I had some cooked chicken in the fridge. I took the chicken and I warmed it up, put the tapenade on top, used all the vegetable warmed up. In 10 minutes, I had a meal.
Carrie, I think sometimes people get concerned about food safety when it comes to leftovers. Is there really an issue there?
Well, sure there is. I mean, assuming it's something that you've cooked and, it's still sitting, on the stovetop or the counter while you're eating. I mean, storing foods appropriately, getting them into the fridge so they're in the safety temperature zone, storing them in appropriate containers, for freshness. So yeah, there are some concerns. If something sits on the on the turned off stove for hours after dinner is served, then it might be not necessarily safe to eat, and even reheated, because I hope everyone knows this, but if a food has started to spoil, reheating it does not make it safe.
Right.
Exactly.
And, if you left it, you had lunch somewhere and you left it in the car all afternoon and you come home and put that in the fridge. I'm like, you should not put that in the fridge. You should get rid of that. 4 hours in the sunshine in the car is not a conservative. It's not going to keep anything good.
Absolutely. And there's been times where I've been dining someplace and I'm like, this would make great leftovers, but I know I can't keep it safe until I can get it into a refrigerator. So I let it go. I let it go with a little bit of sadness, but I let it go.
You talk about in your article some of the things that we can do to solve the issue of 20% of America's food supply going into the garbage or compost bin. And the hard one for us in restaurants is portion size, because you're judged in a funny way in restaurants. You're judged oftentimes on how full the plate is. Was there something left over that I can take home, in that sort of area? And then, you take it home. Not only do you use a to-go container to take it home in and a to-go bag, but then you let it get to the back of your fridge and then you throw it away anyway. I mean, we compound the issue sometimes. What are some of your thoughts on how to reduce our leftovers?
Yeah. And, I've noticed that with restaurants, there does seem to be, the idea that you have to, we have to have a full plate. I actually appreciate going to restaurants where the portion is more reasonable and, provided the food is delicious and I get a wonderful experience, but I know that's hard. I think, assuming somebody, they order something and there's more than they can reasonably eat and still feel comfortable when they walk out of the restaurant, taking it home, but then being thoughtful about when they're going to have it. And I think that also applies to leftovers from stuff we've made at home. It's not enough to just put it in the fridge. We need to kind of have at least a loose plan about when we're going to have it. Are we going to have it for lunch the next day? Are we going to have it for dinner? Sometimes in my house, in the interest of variety, I'll plan leftovers, there's leftovers from dinner. I'll decide, okay, we're not going to have that tomorrow night, but we're going to have it the next night. I kind of call it leapfrogging. So, and I think that could be helpful for people who they feel like they need more variety. If I have it tonight, I don't want it for lunch tomorrow. I don't even want it for dinner tomorrow, but maybe the next day, they're more excited to have it again.
Right. And that goes with your not just your cooked food, but your prep food too. Is when you're prepping, let's say you had to buy a pound of cherries, see that bag sitting there and you buy the whole pound of cherries. Prepping those cherries before they sit on the counter and, end up as a bag of fruit flies is important to process of how you're thinking about your meal. So
what's your what's your last meal you did with leftovers? You remember?
My last meal with leftovers. We've had some pasta dishes recently, but one that is one of my favorite dishes for intentional leftovers is there's a wonderful recipe for Russian egg salad that Molly Weisenberg has on her now archived Orangeette blog. And when I make that, it has lots of mushrooms, caramelized onions, of course, eggs, Dijon, dill. And when I make that, I have some right after I make it, and it's delicious. But the next day, it is the best. And I look forward to that second day.
Sounds fabulous.
Second day is a good way.
Yeah.
A good day.
I just think we're so lucky in our age to have freezers. You can freeze anything.
That's right.
It's all ingredient. We just had leftover onions. I browned them all and put them in the freezer as browned onions. I can just pull those out. You pack them in sizes that are small, right? So you can use them up. Well, Carrie, thank you. If you want to read
so much.
The whole article, you can go to, I'm sure, the Seattle Times archives, or if you can check out Carrie's carrieonnutrition@gmail.com. You can talk to her about leftovers and find her other articles that she is, her dietitian work brings her to. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, that's Carrie Dennett. I found her article in the Seattle Times and quite enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
I sent it to my wife. Coming up in our second hour, we've got a full more hour, as my favorite golf producer would like to say, a full more hour, and includes what are we going to do about Maui as a radio show, because we have to do something. And of course, we're going to wrap up the show with food for thought, tasty trivia on Cairo Radio. It's the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
Stay with us. What are we going to do about Maui?
Well, let's talk about what we would normally.
Right. I already did push the GoFundMe on my Facebook page from Chef Joey right in Nipili, right next to Lahaina, who has 4 or 5 restaurants, and he's an uncle of my daughter-in-law. And just to keep all his employees working, they've been working day in, day out, making food for everybody. So sending them money is the most efficient thing you can do in this case. That's one example of how you can help right now.
You have to be very careful about that, right? You just can't send people money and then hope that they use it for the right reason. So
no, but they I mean, those guys.
I understand, Chef.
Yeah.
I'm talking about our listeners.
Sure.
So. All right, it's 10:01. Time for hour number 2, huh?
Nope.
Let's do this. Hour number 2 here at the Hot Stove Society Show. My name is Tom Douglas.
And I'm Jerry Rotary Roller Chef in the Hat.
We've had a spirited first hour, getting ready for the second. I hope everything in your gardens are growing.
And everything in the fridge is
Car
ready
is
to
moving.
go.
Yeah.
You're ready to eat. And the wine
Exactly.
and the rosé is nice on ice.
Chef, we've got another hour. We're going to talk about making a s'more from ordinary to extraordinary. We're going to do our Food for Thought Tasty Trivia Challenge. We have food in the news, including a nacho spill. Nacho spill in Arkansas. But on a more serious note, the tragedy that's happened in Maui,
correct,
is beyond my comprehension. The pictures,
it's horrid,
are gut wrenching, and we are used to, as restaurateurs, jumping into action. Right, when this young lady got murdered in front of our restaurants a few months ago, we jumped into action and did a percentage of proceeds from our restaurants for the night, as did many other restaurants in the community, taking care of literally of one of our own. She had a restaurant down on Western Avenue. But I don't know where to begin. This seems so huge. I was reading this morning that there's still 1,000 people missing. And so I'm trusting that some of that is communication issues. I hope it's not that they're all gone, literally. But, 110 are already determined to be gone. And I'm not sure where to go. But I feel like I've been seeing all sorts of things popping up about what's going on with Maui. We're doing an event here on the 1st of September here at the Hot Stove Society Show. But I want us as a radio show to do something. And so I want to ask our listeners to, our email is hotstove@tomdouglas.com. And I'm looking for ideas that we can do as a radio show. Because to me, a radio show, our show, isn't just about you and I standing up here. It's not about our producers. It's about our listeners, as how we interact in each other's lives. And as a radio show, we should be able to do something to make this somehow a little bit better.
Right.
So we have the facilities. I have that amazing warehouse out in Ballard. I've got outdoor facilities. I've got grills. I've got all sorts of things. But there's only so much I can do. I've got 25 events literally coming up, both for-profit and non-profit, in the next 45 days. I just can't do a lot more personally.
Right.
But I can shepherd a group. Our team can shepherd a group if we want to get together as a radio show. And I know you can't do much with your illness right now, but you can sit there.
I can talk.
And you can direct.
I can brainstorm and I can direct.
Yeah, exactly. So
using a microphone can go a long way.
So I'm going to pick a day here in the near future that we could do this, but I would like some ideas outside of the norm. I know many of you travel to Hawaii. I'm a Big Island guy personally. I've got tons of friends over on Maui.
My son is married to a wonderful woman named Selena, whose whole family is from Makawa, and they got married in Kula, right where the fires are still going full blast.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Maui is very dear to us, but all the islands. I mean, Hawaii is a very special place, and it's the closest thing we have to paradise right here.
And Washington State is the number 2. It's the number 2. They have more Washington State tourists, number 2, than I think California is number 1 that go to Hawaii.
Right.
Washington is number 2. So we are part of that island. And
we have a lot of Hawaiians in Seattle.
Yeah.
A huge amount.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very important to support.
So if you're part of that community, if you're part of the expat community from Hawaii that's living in Seattle, working in Seattle, I'd love to hear from you what we can do as a team. I do know that, when we do these events, we have to kind of beg people to come to them, especially when they're for charitable causes, right? Because it's just hard. There's so many out there. But if you want to be part of this event, a lot of what you can do is bring 10 people. Right. It's not like I'm making the money. It's for charity.
Correct.
It's for Maui.
Correct.
So that's another area you could sign up as almost like be a table captain. If let's just say that we do a pu'ako or a Big Island chicken pop up out there at the dock.
Mm-hmm.
If only 10 people show up or only 50 people show up, it's really hard to make much money.
Or buy buy a bunch of chicken for the company or for the lunch for the company. Or
Yeah, I can do that more efficiently than most people can. But
Yeah,
you can donate the money for the chicken.
correct.
You can do all sorts of things that could help. So I want to hear from you. We're at hotstove@tomdouglas.com.
And if you go to GoFundMe, you can look for one thing I've been doing is try to support Chef Joey in Italy, which is a restaurant owner that has many restaurants in Lahaina and actually not in Lahaina, in Nepali, right next door to Lahaina. And all his employees have been working day in, day out since
since last Tuesday.
Since last Tuesday for a week, day in, day out. So, they need money because they're not open for business. Obviously, they're just doing all this food, all this constantly. So they need money to pay these people and to keep them alive, to buy the food and all that stuff. So that's another GoFundMe you can go to that I can vouch for. That's real and that's been very much attributed to the real cause.
So go back there a little bit. You said it's a GoFundMe page now.
It's a
do you know what
GoFundMe.
it is?
Chef Joey.
Chef Joey.
I will get the entire name
Before the end of the show.
For the end of the show, so I can look it up and make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing. But it's Chef Joey from Maui, and that's a place you can definitely send a little cash if you have some right now. And it doesn't matter the amount. The amount is not important. What's important is the support.
Right.
And get some friends to pitch in. Get your neighbors, get your friends, get your family. Even $5 is a lot of money when you multiply that by 10, it's $50. And I mean, it's easy to do, but this is when we have to step in and do the legwork. The legwork is to be able to believe that you're going to help and to give it to someone else to help you too, to help the cause too.
Well, charitable stuff is your 3 T's, right? Your time, your talent, and your treasure.
That is correct.
Some have all 3. Some have the time. Some have the treasure. Some have, what was the other one I just talent. We have some talent. So if you have some ideas of how you want to team up as a radio show to make this happen, just email me at hotstove@tomdouglas.com, and we will come up with something and a date, and we'll put it together, and we'll raise some serious cash for our friends in Maui.
We could make T-shirts. That could be an idea.
That could be an idea. Maybe somebody makes T-shirts, and so we don't have to pay for them.
That's right.
That would be awesome. Okay, we're going to have more about another fundraiser for Maui later in the show. It is a big deal, so let's do this. When we come back, that's not it. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about making s'mores. S'more or less. On Cairo Radio, it's the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
All right, let me find this.
Now, these are trashy good right there, aren't they? That's the epitome of trashy.
Okay, so the website is called Joey's Kitchen and Macadang Dang.
Annie, you're right here.
On GoFundMe. Annie, you here?
I am
you
here.
Were here? I thought you were on vacation.
Why would I be on vacation?
That's usually what she is when she's
normally
here.
People do.
That's usually what she's doing when she's
I like
here.
your
She's
hair.
on vacation.
What did you do to your hair? You get them cut again?
I cut it this morning.
Yeah, I can tell. You missed one little bang.
Let's see if also. Edna Spy Mode.
Ooh,
Yeah.
hot baby.
I like them. Check it out.
Those yours?
They're for golfing. So we're going to spend 3 minutes with you
Okay.
on your Maui fundraiser, and then we're going to move into s'mores. And Leslie Kelly says she's the best at s'mores, so we're going to find out.
We'll find out if she knows
can't say the
s'more.
best.
She knows
S'more or less, she does. All right, it's the Hot Stove Kitchen right here in downtown Seattle, coming to you from the Hotel Andra. We are thrilled to have Annie here. You heard me talking about my request for our listeners to come in with an idea for a fundraiser for Maui that they can help with, that we can do as a radio show. You're doing one right here at the Hot Stove. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Annie is the executive director here at the Hot Stove Kitchens.
Thank you, Tom, for the introduction. Well, we have the reason why we have the Maui fundraiser, because one of our team members here is Drew Martin, and he's actually from that town, from Maui, and Lahaina was where he grew up, and he has a lot of friends who still live there that lost their homes. He was really devastated when it all happened. So I'm a really good friend with him. I actually went to go see him when I was 2 months pregnant, and I've known him for 10 years. So I just woke up and then I said, well, I want to do something for him, just to kind of help him out. And also Maui people too, of course. So we came up with this menu, and then not probably, but he also a musician too. So he's going to perform at the event. And then him and I kind of create the menu together. When I wasn't pregnant and didn't have a kid back then, when I still have a life, I used to go to his show here in Seattle. And every time I go see him, I would make spam musubi to the show, so he have something to eat at the end of the show. So that's why spam musubi is definitely gonna be on the menu. And he has been talking a lot about lomi salmon. He's missing that a lot, so that's on the menu as well. And he came to my house when he came back to Seattle 2 years ago. I made him luau pork with cabbage, and he said that was the best thing. He actually said I made it quite as good as his grandma, so that was a huge,
Whoa, that must have been delicious.
Yeah. So,
what's the date?
The date is going to be September 1st on a Friday.
Okay. And right here at the Hot Stove?
Right here at the Hot Stove.
Okay. And how do people get a ticket?
We are going to start posting it today or tomorrow. You can go onto hotstovesociety.com to purchase a ticket. Most of the we're charging a little bit more. It's because the money should be going towards the people that needing help. Most of the proceeds going to go towards that.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, we all have to step in. These are our neighbors here in Hawaii, and I'm proud of you and the team here at the Hot Stove for jumping in and doing something.
I will confirm that the website I was talking about was Joey's Kitchen and Makadang Restaurant Ohana on GoFundMe. So Joey's Kitchen.
Good. All right. Thanks, Annie.
Yeah.
We invited Leslie Kelly back to the mic here. She's just been hanging around like a bad penny. I
did offer to open your jar of jam and share it.
You should. You should.
I'm going to.
I want to try it too.
Because you just said that.
I've never had a jar before.
Oh, please. Please.
Anyway, you said I mentioned s'mores, taking s'mores from ordinary to extraordinary, and you chimed in that you have the perfect extraordinary.
The secret sauce, as it were. About a year ago, I started playing around with the s'mores formula, and
which is what? What is the s'mores? Graham cracker?
Yeah, the classic is graham crackers, Hershey's chocolate, plain old Hershey's chocolate, and a marshmallow.
Kraft marshmallow
toasted. Okay, so, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not here to tear that institution down. Don't send me hate mail, okay?
Well, why? I mean, why is it Hershey's? Why is it Hershey's? Is that really the case? Did they come up with it?
I'm sure they came up with it. Okay. I'm not going to dig into the history of that or Google it, because then I'll get Hershey's ads for the rest of the day, okay? So I had the bright idea of
we'll be the judge of that.
Okay, of using Fran's dark chocolate.
Oh my God,
sauce.
that's cheating.
No, it's not cheating.
No, that's actually making it really good.
It's making it really good. And then I got some fancy marshmallows, which are no longer on the market, or it's very hard to find them. They're called Smashmallows, and they had a churros flavor, which had cinnamon and sugar on the outside. Those were really good, but those are hard to find. So I think any marshmallow will do, but it's the key is the Franz chocolate sauce. It's still plenty thick. It's not like it's runny, but you put it on a graham cracker. You don't have to melt that. It's already kind of pre-melted, and my mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Yeah, I could see. You're gonna have to change your shirt afterwards.
Get me a napkin, all right?
She's totally going.
Well, you know who else makes a good? I think a good chocolate melty type chocolate bar is Seattle Chocolate. They make a horchata bar,
Ooh,
which would work in that world too.
Oh,
Yeah, I think the chocolate is very important.
What about the graham cracker? Because so
Well-
often, I mean, if you don't buy a fresh box of graham crackers, you are doing a disservice to a schmore.
Well, I love the graham crackers from Trader Joe's
Yeah.
that have a little cinnamon sugar on them. I mean, and if Trader Joe's wants to send me some graham crackers, I'm not
Wow,
against
you're
that.
just a shill, aren't
Wow.
you?
And then Annie's make good crackers.
Oh,
too.
Annie's, yes, Annie's are great. But just, I mean,
But I hate a stale one. I mean, it just
no,
ruins
stale
everything.
one is there's nothing. There's no way to bring it back.
And they stale.
Is there?
I mean, the humidity they stale out really quickly once you
Yeah.
open the
Not
package.
in my house.
So what were you guys going to talk about? Let's get back to your 2 cents.
I'm from a town close to a town called Nantes in France, and in Nantes there's a factory that makes a biscuit. We call it biscuit in French, but it's actually a cookie
Yeah.
called Lu. L-U. It's all over France. It's all
I
over
know,
Europe.
They have the chocolate
all over
on them
the world.
already, right?
They have the
Yeah.
chocolate one. They have the non-chocolate one, and the non-chocolate one is a good replacement to the graham cracker.
What do you mean
Ah.
the non-chocolate? Just a plain one?
Just
You
a
mean?
plain
I
one.
see. Okay.
So it's basically it's like a cracker, except it's a sweet cracker,
Right.
and it makes a really good
Yeah. I can see that.
cookie.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's an
Is
idea.
there a bad cookie though? I mean, well,
yeah,
Oreos.
So
Oreos.
Leslie, here's the question. There was a legendary episode of you on our
oh,
radio show talking about you blistering your weenies on the campfire. And so here's the real question now when it comes to s'mores. How do you blister your marshmallows?
no, I don't blister my marshmallows. I'm very patient with my marshmallows, unlike with my weenies. I like to set my weenies on fire. There's
Oh.
no doubt about that.
Oh.
But I just turn it. It's like rotisserie
So you
chicken.
like golden? You don't like a black boil or any
I
sort of
don't
crusty?
like black. No, I don't
I'm
like.
kind of that way too. I must
What,
say
you like
that
a golden?
I like a dark golden, but I don't like when it's burned.
Because if you take longer with it, if you're patient with it, it gets softer in the middle.
Yeah, and then it falls off your stick.
Well, plus it's burn flavor. The problem with sugar is when it's burned, it's burned. It tastes like burn. It's not the flavor I'm
Yes.
looking for. That's all. And by the way, toasted hazelnut chopped really fine. Toasted hazelnut drizzled on that chocolate sauce.
Oh, that
Well, if you
sounds
use
good.
your Lou cookies like you talked about, they make
Yeah.
a little toffee chocolate.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
les colliers.
And what is that? It's got a little like
It's a chocolate and Lu
it's
cookie.
got little crunchy caramelized bits in it, right?
No, just chocolate and cookie.
But they have one that has the little toffee
Oh,
kind of chocolate.
well,
That
sure.
might
Sure,
be a nice-
I'll say sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I say sure too.
So we wish you all good luck. If you make a s'more, make it in our honor. Send us a picture at
Ooh,
hotstove@tomdouglas.com.
Show us how
Okay.
extraordinary you make your schmore.
Exactly. That would be so delicious. Get me all worked up. I have a fireplace at the farm, but we're not allowed to turn it on right now. It's so dry over
Oh,
there.
Yeah,
man.
please don't.
We can't
Yeah.
start a fire at this point because of the
No,
flying
you cannot
sparks.
start a fire.
No. All right. So you've got two ways to help Maui. One is send me an email. We're going to do it together as a radio show. And the other is September 1st here at the Hot Stove. You can go get a ticket at hotstove.com. Up next, we have food in the news. And it's not show food. On Cairo Radio, it's the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
Cynthia name is in the house. How you doing, Cynthia?
Hey, what are you doing? Absolutely. You can pay on your way out.
Don't worry, we have your credit card on file.
Mayonnaise on your salmon. Duke's mayonnaise. See if she ever gets invited back. How you doing over there with the snacks there, bud? You
I'm
haven't eaten your strawberry pretzels yet.
Not my thing.
Come on.
Not my thing. I tried and it's not for me.
It's right up my alley. So I'm not sure how and when you want to jump in on these.
Well, I remember the tomato truck in California.
All right, so I'll talk about that, but you could talk about that. Okay. We could do this as a weekly.
Oh yeah, we put in the news. That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, we're back in the Hot Stove Kitchens. We've been graced by Cynthia Nims on the floor. You know, everyone just wants to be at our show today. Thank you for coming. If you two ladies look behind you, you'll see my 9th sibling. That's I have 6 sisters, a brother, and a stove. That is my mother's stove right behind you there. So, my name is Tom Douglas.
And I'm Carrie Rotero, the chef in the hat.
And we're going to jump right into Food in the News, Chef. It is crazy out there what happens in our world. One of my least favorite things, like I talk about this pretty often, is I grew up in that South Philadelphia area, Wilmington, Newark, Delaware, Delaware.
The place where nobody goes.
You know, it used to be that you'd go to Philly and have a great cheesesteak, but now you go to Philly and you have a cheesesteak with whiz, and it's gross. And I know I'm going to get letters about this, but to me, Philadelphia should give up the cheesesteak crown by capitulating to whiz.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to start
cheating
right there.
And it's not good.
So what happened in Arkansas recently, this last week, I think is an appropriate
punishment.
Appropriate punishment for whiz. If you've ever stared at the dashboard of your vehicle and noticed a little traction control light with its serpentine tracks emanating from the tires of a tiny car icon, you might have wondered when that sucker actually turns on. In most cases, it engages during wet or icy conditions to let you know that your traction control system is working, diverting power to the wheels to the grip of the road. Or if you're driving through Arkansas this week, it may be because you just skidded into some nacho cheese sauce. On Monday, the Arkansas Department of Transportation posted photos of on its account, followed by a repost Tuesday to the Facebook page that showed dozens of cans of number 10 cans. These are the big ones.
Yeah.
Of gooey golden nacho cheese spilled across the section of Interstate 30, roughly 100 miles south of Little Rock. So,
you know how
Taco Tuesday, anyone?
You know how scary you know how scary that would be to drive at 60 miles an hour through a pile of cheese on the freeway?
Cheese sauce, yeah.
Cheese sauce, yeah. Not just cheese sauce.
The good news is there's probably nothing organic in there. So,
not only that, but that would be a serious skid on the freeway. Remember when the tomato truck fell in California? I think it was last year or the year before, and it was like tons and thousands of pounds of tomatoes on the freeway. Now that would be a good day to be out and about and have a box and pick up some tomatoes.
Well, it turns out it was 15,000 pounds of cheese sauce. Little Rock's KATV Daybreak anchor Cassandra Webb chimed in with a comment saying, "It's not so ordinary highway spill. Certainly not the best queso scenario.
Oh,
thankfully, it's all clear and it's not so problem anymore."
Oh, you must know this person.
Well played. All right. Did you know, item number 2 in Food in the News, did you know you can earn $110,000 as a pizza influencer?
Wow.
Yeah.
Whose pizza are we influencing?
Slice, the ordering app for independent pizzerias, has over 3 dozen job openings on their posted website.
Wait, 3,000?
3 dozen. 3 dozen. That's 36.
Oh,
job
3,000.
openings.
I thought you said 3,000.
And it's currently looking for customer support reps, senior iOS engineers, and a sales manager. The company is also trying to find the right candidate to join its marketing team because it would really like to hire a pizza influencer.
Wow.
You have to do TikTok videos. You have to celebrate pizza owners and pizza caterers alike. The influencer is also expected to increase the company's social media following.
Maybe we should
You'll be the face of Slice Pizza.
Wow.
There you go. It's posted at, you get a 401k, you get $25 per week as a pizza stipend. That's one pizza at Series 5.
Exactly. That's one pizza.
And the salary listed is between $85,000 and $110,000 annually. They'd prefer
Wow.
if you live in New York City.
One.
So
Of course they do.
that's kind of a trade-off. Now that brings your salary down to about $50,000
Exactly.
value. So there you
Wow,
go.
that's amazing. An influencer. That's a serious job. I mean, that's their job. Somebody's life
Yeah.
is.
Well, we're following them. We're watching them. It's the only
Yeah.
reason that they
Yeah.
have the job.
Of course.
Look at Leslie Kelly. She's making millions and
Yeah.
is in her RV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, she purposely stays in the hallway just to make that rich life.
Exactly. Oh, nothing. Never mind. Item number 3 in our food in the news, Chef.
Yes.
Did you read this one about the Rosé Butler?
Oh yes, that's a bit on the nutty side. I thought that was a bit over the top. You know, somebody's suite in a hotel is they're making it such a beautiful thing, and everything is rosé oriented, but they have 10,000 petals of roses.
Oh, more than
And-
that, Chef.
I'm sorry.
Want me to read it to you?
Yeah.
The sunshine, the warmth, and the long summer evenings call for one drink and one drink only, rosé.
Yes.
But rather than just sip a glass of tasty rosé, Italian wine brand Santa Margherita and the Walker Hotel in Greenwich Village in New York City want you to experience the very essence and sleep over it, too. On Wednesday, the two brands came together to unveil the Santa Margherita Suite,
I like the way you're going really
an
into that.
Italian rosé themed suite, which comes packed with more than 50,000 pink petals
Oh, 50.
and includes a rosé all-day butler who will happily pour you a glass anytime you wish. I'd like to pay him not to pour me a glass. Just leave the bottle.
That's right.
And the suite was inspired by the Venetian region of Italy, which is the region that gave birth to Santa Margherita's iconic rosé. And Scott noted that the person from Food and Wine noted that the decor, which took months to pull together, is meant to reflect both the features and elements of the pale hue of rosé, from all the flowers right down to the custom window treatments that depict a scene of the Venetian sunset, right there in Manhattan, right in front of the brick wall that's usually
Only in
outside
New York
your-
City, I think.
What makes for the extra special stay is that the butler, who comes to the room with chilled Santa Margherita rosé on command. Guests can serve themselves thanks to a rosé cart in the room. And let's see what else. You can call up the photographer to come take your picture drinking rosé and take a video of you in your room.
That is, if you have everything already, this is what you should have.
Exactly. There's to those hoping to spend an evening in the Santa Margherita Suite, you can make their reservations right now at the Walker Hotel website. The limited time stays are available between July 24th and July 31st, and you are welcome to take anything out of the room that you choose. Like you can take stuff off the wall and just take it with you. The price is $4,051 per night, which is the exact miles between the Santa Margherita Winery in Venice and the number of miles between New York City. So
It's a good thing they didn't live on the moon.
yeah,
That would have
exactly.
been very expensive.
So if you were in the Rosé Santa Margherita Suite, what would you ask the butler for?
Well, I would definitely ask him for a glass of rosé first.
And I would ask for ice.
to try the thing, and then you would put the ice cube in the water in the rosé. He would probably fall over. No, I mean yes, and
they're
is
getting exactly what they want. I'm reading their ad
Of course.
on air, but it's funny.
yeah,
I like
it's very funny. It's definitely not my style, but
You wouldn't spend the $4,000 on it?
Nope.
$51?
I'd take an airplane ticket, first class, and go to Italy and go to the winery and have the wine there. That's what I would do with this $4,000.
You can't get in there first class.
Well, you know what I'm
tickets.
saying. I'd be a down payment on the ticket.
You maybe could go by yourself, but then Kathy wouldn't be very happy with you.
She probably wouldn't even want to go. No, but I mean, yeah, that's be more my style is to go to Italy and go to the winery itself.
I personally, of the three things that we talked about today, I like the idea of taking my Tahoe with four-wheel drive and big new tires on it and
And
going
drive
right through the nacho cheese skid and then just
Uh,
hitting
somehow-
it so that my tires spin, and then I spread nacho cheese all over the neighborhood off my tires.
That definitely would be more my cup of tea as well.
Yeah.
That definitely would be my kind of play for sure.
So there you go.
Wouldn't it be nice to be spinning your wheels and spinning that nacho cheese sauce?
Yeah, just all you have to do is hold up a tray of tortilla chips, and because the stuff doesn't harden. It's just
Yeah, it just stays soft for the rest of its life.
exactly. Okay, it's time for food for thought, tasty trivia. We're going to do that right here on the Hot Stove Society Show, 97.3 FM.
Food in the news. Yeah. All right, who wants to play the? Oh wait, we have people to play trivia today. Ooh, ooh.
Yes, come on up.
Who wants to play the
You wanna be
trivia?
one of our victims? Yeah. Anybody
One
else?
victim.
There we go. Oh, we
There
already
she
got-
goes. Up.
Sorry.
There you go. We get
Already
to
pointed to the end down there.
Plum Creek. Where is that?
That is in Texas. In
Texas. What
Lockhart.
city?
I always forget the name. Lockhart,
Okay.
south of Austin.
Lockhart, the barbecue belt.
It is.
Just outside of Austin. You know that song?
No. Neither do you.
I do. High as I ever was. Just saying.
Who sang it?
Willie Nelson's son, Lucas. Promise of the Real.
Fine. All right, we're going to practice a little bit.
Okay.
This is Tom Douglas, not on the mic. This is Tom Douglas on the mic. You hear the difference?
Yes.
Yes.
So do our listeners, right, on the show. So stay right up tight to the mic when you answer. Don't look around. Just stay right on the mic. I didn't hear you practice.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm practicing now.
Practicing. What's your name?
Corrine.
Corrine.
Corinne.
And-
Andy.
A-N-D-Y?
Correct.
Okay. I'd like to let Chef go first, and so you can learn quickly as we go. You win a 3-pack of rub from our gift shop
I
by
know.
playing. So you can go over and make your own combination. Chef, how you feeling?
I'm feeling fabulous. I'm on a kick butt today.
Ooh, you guys are in trouble.
Last week we were all on 1 out of 5, all 3 of us. So and Tom announced it was going to be easy. So she wanted to play, so she's going to be good. I'm going to look at you for the answers, okay?
Are you going to help Chef Terry? Is that what's going
Yes,
on here?
she is.
Wow. Wow.
Exactly. Ah, tu parles français? Ah, bah, c'est
Oh,
facile.
now nobody else
Oh, bah,
knows
c'est
the
facile.
answer. Yeah.
Et moi aussi.
Et toi aussi?
Un
Oh.
peu.
Ah oui, mais toi, tu joues là-bas.
Ah. One, no.
No, 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 no. Oh, no. All right.
Okay, Chef, here we go. Welcome back. It's the Hot Stove Society Show in Cairo. We are getting ready for our Rub with Love Food for Thought Tasty Trivia Challenge. You can find Rub with Love all around the Pacific Northwest. Matter of fact, all across the country in grocery stores like the Metropolitan Market, PCC, Thriftway, specialty food shops like Wild Salmon at the Fisherman's Terminal, Gemini Fish with locations in Issaquah and Cle Elum, or please visit us at the Source Serious Pie in Ballard, Seatown just north in the Pike Place Market area, and right here at the Hot Stove Society. And of course, we're in 5,000 retailers all around the country. Bartell's even has us
Wow.
featured right now here in all around the Northwest. Chef, I think we all know how to play. I'm going to ask 5 questions of each of our participants. We have Andy and Corrine from our audience have jumped up to the mic willingly this time.
I know.
We didn't
this is-
even have to
Normally we have
drag
to
them.
Normally we have to attach them to a rope, but not
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah. So we're going to give each of you 5 questions. The winner gets to have the fame and glory that comes with winning, and the loser gets to walk around the room with an L on their forehead. Now, you can put your fingers up, or I can use a Sharpie, one or the other, but it has to be done.
The walk of shame.
The walk of shame. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
All right.
I'm
Good.
gonna start.
You're going to start. Okay, chef, here we go. You know, people are playing along in their cars, I've been told,
Yes,
and they get so mad at us when
of course.
they know the answer, but we can't hear them.
That's right.
They bang on
You-
their
you know what?
dashboard.
You need to scream louder.
All right, Serrano ham, which I have one in our refrigerator here at the
Sure.
hot stove, is from which country?
I'm gonna go with Spain, but do you have a surprise for me of some kind?
I don't.
Okay.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay, you are correct, sir. All right.
Are you sure?
All right, Terry's
I
got
remember.
one.
I
second
remember. I remember working in Barcelona through the Rampa and to the market, and seeing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ham.
Yeah.
And the only thing I could ask myself was, who the hell ate all this?
I
mean, how
always
do you
ask
move?
myself, how do those pigs get around on only two legs?
A pig like this, you can't eat all at once.
Exactly. The herb saffron comes from what flower?
Crocus.
Crocus. That is correct.
And there is many different type of crocus that produces many different type of saffron.
Exactly. And you can even get it right here in the Northwest. Too.
India, Spain.
If you want a pair of tweezers and
This, yeah.
there's a type of pastry that is used in England to make beef Wellington. What kind of pastry is it?
Well, it's puff pastry where I come from, but it's not going to be called that in England, probably.
What's it going to be called in England?
Flaky pastry.
Oh, wrong. It's called puff pastry. You lose.
Really? They called it that too?
Yeah.
I'm surprised for once.
Loser. Huh?
Oh,
What happened to your French helper there?
well, because she knew the answer. That's okay.
Okay, chef. Question number 4 for you. What is Hungary's national dish? Like, not what do you eat when you're hungry. What is the national dish of
Beef
Hungary?
stroganoff.
Beef stroganoff. You are wrong, sir.
No, paprika.
I
It's
know.
paprika.
Goulash.
Goulash.
Yeah, the audience had it. Huh?
All right.
I think is beef stroganoff from Hungary also, or is that no?
No.
Where is that from?
No.
Look at her; she's shaming me right now, but she doesn't even know where it's from. Where's it from?
No. You guys are out
She
to lunch.
totally shamed me.
It's not
Okay.
from Norway.
Germany.
This is an esoteric question, chef. So I might give you a multiple. Which meat is traditionally served with rosemary? Traditionally served.
Lamb.
Is it?
Yes.
You're sure?
I'm certain.
That is the answer, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, you got 3 out of 5. Way to go,
3 out of
chef.
5. Okay. We're gonna go with Annie
Where
next.
does it say
I mean-
that? Where does it say that you have to have rosemary with lamb? What book is that law written
No, it's
in?
because of where lamb is from. There's a ton of rosemary. That's the herb they use on grilling. It's always the way things work. You got to go back a few hundred years ago when they didn't think about listening to chefs like us talking around,
Huh.
mixing everything together. They had what they had, and that's what you use, and it works well together.
I always thought lamb from Brittany and I ate wild thyme, so it tasted like thyme.
In Brittany,
eat
they
wild-
do.
Wild
But
rosemary.
Those lamb are mostly the lamb you're talking about is mostly from the Mediterranean area.
Whatever.
Okay.
Okay, Corinne, you're up next.
Ready.
Ready. What is the main ingredient of hummus? I can't say it the way
Chickpeas.
the Israelis say hummus.
Hummus.
Correct. Chickpeas. What is the main ingredient of borscht?
Beets.
Wow, those are hopefully that's just a
Beginner's luck.
easy beginning for you.
It's just so she can get in thinking she's gonna win.
All right. Murphy's Stout is from which country?
Ireland.
Nice job. Boom, boom, boom. 3 out of 3. This one's a little more difficult.
Uh-oh.
Chef would have gotten this one though. What is mixed with chocolate to make ganache?
Cream
rich-
or butter. Let's see.
Oh, well,
Butter.
it's just a multiple
Butter.
choice, or
Maybe-
what is
well, I
this?
think butter.
Okay, you had it right the first time.
Cream.
So
Oh, not both.
cream is the correct answer. Way to go. See, you just have to wear people down, right? You just get them to change their mind.
Eventually they do not get it.
They fold.
There's a flavoring that is common to Curacao, Grand Marnier, and Cointreau. What is that?
Orange.
Orange. Why
Wow,
don't you
5
stop
out
and
of
think about it
5.
for a second.
Whoa, Corey.
4 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
No, she
No,
got
I
she flipped on the cream and the butter.
Okay. Oh my God, we have a tough judge. Normally, Pamela would have said, "Oh yeah, that's a
Well,
point."
Pamela would have given her that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Pamela is dead to us. Don't bring her name up again. If you want to talk to Pamela, send her a check at the Pike Place Market Senior Center or Food Bank.
That's right.
That's how you help Pamela right now. She is awesome.
4 out of 5, Corinne.
Thank
You know, just so everyone knows, that was a joke. It wasn't. It's just kidding.
Of course.
I mean, all my sisters cry one day when they were talking about my father. I said, "My father is dead to me," and he's been dead for at least 6 months. And they all cried. I was like, "It was a joke."
Oh.
Apparently, it was too soon.
Your jokes are not necessarily received well, apparently.
Don't think so. He would have liked it, though. My dad was a joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have liked it. Okay, you ready, Andy?
Andy.
Yes.
Okay, you sure?
Sure.
You're feeling strong? You got to
I
be
don't
4
know.
out of 5. Neapolitan ice cream is made up of strawberry, vanilla, and what other flavor?
Chocolate.
Oh, that was
Easy.
good.
That's easy.
All right. 1 for 1. Tabasco is made from the Tabasco pepper. And what state is it made in?
Louisiana.
All right. Woohoo. Coming after you, Corinne. Coming after you. The wasabi is made from a root, the wasabi root, right? What country is it traditionally from?
Japan.
Japan. 3 for 3. Way
Wow.
to go.
He's going strong.
What is the minimum time? I mean, you can buy it 21, 30, you can buy, but what's the minimum time required to age Scotch whiskey? Boy, I don't ever see it advertised either.
Wow.
I'm going to say 6 years.
6 years. You want to guess again?
3 years.
3 years is correct.
Yeah, you got the
I
point.
should have gone with that one first.
All right, 4 for 4. And this is like the easy finish, Corinne. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do this to you. Wait a second. There's some. I
Don't
have
jinx
extra.
it.
Liz gave me
Yeah,
extra
don't jinx
questions.
it.
I'm going to see what's a little harder. Okay. Garlic belongs to which flower family?
That would be allium.
You know, that's what I would have guessed too. Her answer says lily.
Mhm.
Yeah,
From the
Oh.
Lily
Yeah.
family.
Lily
Lily.
family, but I would have guessed allium.
Maybe that's
also.
the sub, like
It's a
allium.
sub.
Onion.
Allium's in the.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
yeah. Okay, 4 for 5. We have a tie. So you
We have a
both
tie.
get to go to the gift shop and pick out 3 spice rubs to take home with you.
There you
From
go.
our
you.
Rub with Love spice shop.
Thank you.
If you want to be part of the show and be a hero like Corinne and Andy and crush Chef Terry, you can go to our community on YouTube and watch us on Thursday mornings. You can buy a ticket for $25 and come on Thursday mornings and have breakfast and hot coffee included. Or you can just listen in a podcast. Why not, huh? To watch us live, you have to go to Tom Douglas & Co. It's free. Just subscribe. It's a free thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks to Sean McFadden, our technical director, Liz, our show director, the whole TD team, and our technical wizard at Cairo, Sean, don't call me Del Torre. And remember, if you missed any episode of our Hot Stove Society show in Cairo, you can listen via podcast. Just subscribe with your favorite podcast app.
Thanks for listening and have a very, very nice weekend.
And we're all Maui strong today.